Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for November 15th, 2020, with your hosts, Peacemaker244H and Rampant Epsilon.
Hello.
The fuck is this show? The hell is this show?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Because we had not one, I just realized, we had not one but two blood-based goons this week.
Yeah.
and we had our second underwater shocker base thing, which I'm like, Ambassador Hill, why are you what? Didn't you do this? Didn't you have an underwater shocker base before?
Technically second and third.
Fair.
Except for the show kind of tried to treat it as a two-parter, but it isn't.
Not really. No, not really.
Look, they got the permit to film in the same location for 2 episodes in a row, so we're going to make that count as a two-parter, right?
Pretty much. As you can tell, folks, we're really excited to talk about the original series.
I feel like sometimes with this show, the writers don't have a clear thought of where they're going forward.
No, they don't.
Like, the biggest problem I'm having with this show is it feels like each episode is written by a group sitting in a room saying, what monster can we do this week? What convoluted story can we do around said monster? And they're not even thinking about how this will tie into the overall.
And how many people are allowed to be kidnapped this week?
Yeah. And is Taki useless or not this week?
Is Tachibana allowed to be kidnapped this week? No? Okay, we can't have him kidnapped. Are the girls allowed to be kidnapped? Yes? Okay. Are the kids? Yes. Okay, we got the... Okay, we'll do the kids.
Can we start brainwashing kids?
Again, mind you, because it's like the sixth time in the series. Oh god. So, folks, it probably goes without saying, we're not making it further. We're gonna finish out 280, since that puts us at 20 individual episode looks at Ichigo.
I think, too, that might actually be slightly past 80. Because the next one would be 76 to 79.
True. So we would just be under 80.
Yeah. Unless we went to the 80 mark, then it'd be slightly over.
No.
Okay.
I'm not doing 5 episodes in a week. I can barely muster
I wasn't meaning doing 5. I was meaning just
we do one more week.
Weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because let me double check something that I found out when I was doing notes and stuff for the week. Because we might end up leaving off on the first of that 3-parter.
Yeah. That's the thing that I'm thinking. It's like, part of me kind of doesn't want to do that, because what if they actually manage to do something good coming out of that? But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it.
we would actually be missing out on the last episode of the three-parter.
I guess I would be fine with that, because by 2/3 of the way through a three-parter, we ought to be able to know how we're going to feel going forward.
I think it pretty much is like a soft reboot of the series, because we get Gale Shocker introduced, and then General Black, and he, like, rides us out for the rest of the series. If we have enough give a damn, we might come back and finish off the series, but I doubt that.
It's really going to determine on what we watch of the three-parter. Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, that three-parter has to be some real good stuff.
Or at least show
keep us
potential.
going. Yeah.
I mean, I'd be fine if it at least shows potential.
Mm-hmm. The fate of us watching the series hangs in the balance.
Except for not if you watch ahead.
Pretty much. If you're watching this on demand, you know the answer already. Because you will see the playlist ends after next week. Which those have not been updated in like forever.
Yeah. No.
I'm really bad at it because I'm the one who does all the highlighting and stuff, and I don't bother to actually, do all the, management on that end.
Yeah, I don't think about it either.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just for reference, folks, it is 72 through 75 this week. But yeah, we were talking about it on Clue before, but Saber is not helping our enjoyment of this series.
And by our, you mean yours? Because I dropped Saber like a rock early on.
Yeah, deciding to throw every into question of who traitor who and how traitor just fucking complicated traitor bullshit that I'm just you've not given me enough care about anyone involved in this traitoring except for one character who is not involved, who did not pull a traitor for me to care. So
yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you the most important thing that made me go, excuse me? You know how Tassel does his end of episode recap thing?
Yeah.
He said at the end of it that he has someone to meet next week.
Wait, what?
I know! That was my reaction too, of wait, are you an actual character in this series? Excuse me? You actually exist? You're not just an omnipotent narrator meant to just narrate the series and you're just a wacky character? No, you actually exist in this fucking universe? Excuse me? Tassel, I require answers. Tassel, do not walk on set. I will quit the show if he walks on set.
Okay, is it bad that I almost feel like if they treat him like they did Waz, that I might be fine with it?
Just a fucking walking meme.
Yes.
I will concede that I will probably find enjoyment of that. But I refer to my dislike of Dan post X-Aid. For how I feel about characters who are distinctly slotted in the meme slot.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I'm if he was given the Waz treatment, kind of deal, because Woz still kind of had a purpose for the show, but he was also meme lord.
He also had exactly zero character.
Yeah.
He had exactly zero character. He had exactly no movement on the show itself.
Okay. To this, I'm gonna say, what movement did Sogo have?
Exactly. It's a bad show.
Yeah.
You're giving me all the more reason to drop this show. You're not helping.
It's one of those. The potential I see that Woz could have had in a good show is the potential that I would hope they would go with that.
Look, the only way I give a damn...
kind of at the same point with Saber as, Dio was.
Look, the only way I give a damn about Tassel walking on the set for this series is if he walks in with a driver and it's just something stupid and then he smacks Caliber in the face. Like, immediately jobs him out. If Tassel jobs out Caliper on his debut episode, the show will have me for at least a week.
And probably lose you immediately.
Yes. Yes, because I want to see the episode and then see everyone shit themselves going, what? Who let this joke character in? Who let this joke character be overpowered? And I go, I willed it into existence, so fuck y'all. That is the only way I keep with this series, if Tassel decides to walk on set.
So then don't hold your breath.
Pretty much. But yeah, like...
We are talking about the Ghost Rider, so we're not actually looking at a whole lot better quality over Geo. So...
Yeah.
And I will give it that. Ghost is boring. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Big difference there.
I can't say revealing Caliper as the previous Saber and then just going, no, I didn't frame your dad. Your dad pulled the traitor. He pulled the first traitor. I pulled the second traitor and probably a third traitor because I betrayed him, or he betrayed us, and I took his belt and gave up my old belt because this belt's better, I guess. But I needed the other belt for stuff. So, oops. Also, I saved a kid randomly for, like, no reason, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, remember, everything before then, he's the one who saved Toma.
No, that's not why I said, oh, God.
I know, we're pulling a build.
Yes, but I also see the alternate direction they could go with the giving him a redemption arc, because he once was good. Yes.
Look, I wanted to be revealed that the original Caliber technically had a redemption arc, and then he's just going to come back later in the series and be like, fucker, give me my belt back. And he just takes his belt back, and then he's just a part of the normal team now. Because the only problem is that we know nothing about either of these characters. They're fucking nothing in this fucking series, and I'm meant to care about either one of them pulling a traitor. I feel bad for Espada, because he's in the middle of all this bullshit, but I do not give a fuck about either person involved in this. Because we have not attempted to make either one of them a character. Pretty much, this is Sogo's dad before Sogo's dad got to be introduced as a character in Rei Regenerations and got to be really cool. That's what's happened. Or not Sogo's dad. Aruto's dad. Why did I say Sogo's dad?
I don't know.
But yeah, Aruto's dad. Aruto's dad wasn't a character until Railroad Generations, where they gave him a character. And made him really cool. And made me want to see him back in the series. But until they do that for either of these characters, I don't give a fuck. Because they are nothing. They are a means to forward Espada and Toma's plots.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Because they haven't even gotten to the reason why either one of them pulled the traitor. Like, we still haven't addressed that part of this whole twist of, like, why did either one of you pull a traitor?
Because someone had to.
Why did one of you backpedal on traitor?
But because reasons.
Yeah.
And things that more than likely will get halfway through the season and they'll completely no longer matter because we'll have changed horses at that point.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, until the show proves otherwise, I am going to compare it to Ghost. That's all there is to it. This starting out felt way too similar, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that train wreck. No.
I can't wait for there to be a new writer introduced just after Christmas, and he gets all the character development, and everyone likes him, and no one likes any other character coming out of the series.
That would be spot on.
Yes. I can't wait.
Yep.
Anywho. Let's talk about the original series.
And I also can't wait for Saber's mid-season upgrade to actually, be what should have been the final form.
Yeah. Honestly, for as much as they're doing Swordsman United and all that stuff, I don't understand why King Arthur is this fucking robot thing that doesn't fucking matter in 2 months.
Because reasons.
Like quite literally, why? But anywho, let's talk the original series. So we're gonna kick off the recaps here with episode 72, Vampire Musculus versus Two Riders. It's not the only vampire we've got this week, sadly.
Yeah.
So Shocker's got a new mosquito man, and then he sucks blood, and by doing so, he turns people into skeletons. Because that's how vampires work. Right? That's how vampires work, right? They suck blood and they turn people into skeletons because they suck their blood.
No, see, you missed it there. He doesn't just suck their blood, he sucks all their fluids. So skin is a fluid.
That is not how matter works.
Organs are a fluid.
that is not how matter works, sir.
Someone didn't pay attention. that is what that boils down to.
Me not pay attention to
not you.
Stupid
show writers. They clearly did not pay attention to how that should work.
I was about to say, me not paying attention to the finest of the finer details of this fucking series. The fuck you say?
No, that's perfectly fine. Also, I want to mention that this initial scene is the only time they mention the Mosquito Man sucks all the fluids. The rest of the time, it is just the blood.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. Can't even keep it straight there.
Yeah. But yeah, they've made it to go prep a Shocker base at some port town that the gang, minus Hongo and Taki, who don't show up for 90% of this fucking episode, are off to.
Yep.
I say again, Hongo and Taki do not show up until literally the last 5 minutes of the episode.
That Hayato actually has more of a role in this episode.
And he fucking flew in from the Amazon to be in this fucking episode. Anyway, they're here because reasons. Look, I don't know why they take these trips outside of. We need to do tourism stuff. We're going here. Bye. So cool. Moving on. Shocker then finds out, oh shit, they're here, and decide to poke the bear. Why?
Because, if they're here, that must mean Ryder's not far behind, and they're wanting to kill Ryder.
Don't poke the bear!
But, no blood/fluid-sucking monster can kill him. Because, it totally can kill him while the other one is kicking it in the face.
We are about to hit, after this batch of episodes, the first episode we're going to hit is a monster that is trying to kill Hongo with electricity. We have done this plot already! You can't kill him with electricity! I don't care what made-up bullshit numbers you throw at him! You've done this already! I'm pretty sure you're weaker than the last one, based off your number wang.
Probably.
Anyway, since Shocker has decided to poke the bear, they kidnap the kids, which then prompts the girls and Tachibana to go look for them. I honestly do not know which girl is which, and I have not bothered to look them up. I think we're stuck with these three girls for the rest of the series. So it's just these three girls, who I think color coordinate sometimes to be red, blue, and yellow.
I think the only thing that there is one of them eats in almost every scene that she's in.
Yes.
Other than that, there's not really any way to differentiate between them.
Yes. Which I find incredibly stupid that is her replacement for having an actual fucking character as the series. It's just, she's stacking on stuff every time she's on camera. Anywho, the girls in Tachibana run into Shocker, and they're running away, and Tachibana's trying to fight him off. But then Hayato just shows up, and I love how they're like, "Oh, look, the writer's here," and then he goes behind a pillar to reveal it's Hayato, and I'm like, "Did you not see that he's wearing red gloves and boots, whereas Hongo has silver gloves and boots? Did you not notice it was a different person to start with?"
Nope. Because, if you just look at their helmet, they look identical.
This is why I prefer Hayato with the black helmet he has in Megamax, because then he has a distinctly different helmet, and it helps him differentiate between him and Hongo.
And that's what's bad. I'm sure some people out there would argue, well, the helmets are the same to save on budget. Except no. It's two separate helmets. That's the only way they've got them side by side. Why could they not have done something to differentiate?
We're talking about a series where the budget is, oh shit, we have to fix it, quick, bust out the spray paint. They could just spray paint the helmet black.
Or heck, for that matter, they could take a Sharpie and do some pinstripes or something on it. It's like, come on. Do something to differentiate between these two. That's not really a plot point that no one else can tell the difference between them. That's not. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hayato fights them all off, and he's here because the monster got created in the Amazon, and he's here to help. And he's only here to help just for this and the next episode, and then he's gone again for no reason. Because I don't think they ever even explain why he left.
To be fair, they didn't really do a good job as to explaining why he's here either.
Pretty much. Anyway, he heads off to investigate, runs in the Shocker, we do some more fighting until he is thrown off the waterfall to his death! Except he's thrown off the waterfall directly in front of Shocker's underwater entrance that Hayato just knows the key to get in, and he just goes inside and hangs out in the chakra base for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Did you forget that your door is right there? Did you not think for a second? Maybe he came inside. Maybe we should put the base on lockdown and look for him? No. Oops.
And they point fingers back to the whole incompetence.
Yeah. So while Hayato's hanging out in the base, the girls head to a shrine to pray for help. And they run into a monk who we know is the monster because he's been the monk the entire episode. Because spoilers, the monk killed the guy earlier. And then he's ran into them, and then he gets them into a trap, and now they're kidnapped. And now Hongo and Taki finally arrive, and they search for them at the shrine, which leads them into a trap where they've got the girls and the kids and a spa pool, and they have it really hot, so they're going to boil all of them alive. Unless Hongo just stands there and lets Mosquito Man suck him dry. So Hongo does this until Hayato shows up, and then they punch their way out of the situation. Taki evacs everyone. Hongo and Hayato just fight, and fight. And then Bugman gets blown up by being thrown over a bridge. I didn't even bother really to check what finishers were used, except for one time when it was something really stupid looking. Oh no, 2 times. And it wasn't these 2 episodes. I think one time a rider kick got called, but it was a rider knee.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Anyway, Bugman's dead, but Ambassador Hell is just like, I have another scheme in play! And that takes us to our second episode, episode 73, Double Riders defeat Fiddler Crab King. So, Shocker decides to attack this boat with some people on it and kidnap a scientist on board. This leads to the gang later on when they are taking a boat trip to notice the abandoned boat, and now they're off to investigate. And I just have to look at Shocker and go, why didn't you sink the boat? Why didn't you sink the boat? Why are you leaving evidence of your shit here when you know they're fucking here? The Scooby Gang is here! Stop leaving them evidence! Stop it! Stop it! You're bad at your job! Also, Hayato is not in the group. He is off screen for the entire episode until the end. I don't know why. I don't know why Hayato now is not around until the last 5 minutes of the episode.
Reasons.
Pretty much. Anyway, back over the Shocker. They want the guy to help them build an underwater city, but he refuses. So Shocker's going to go after his family, which the gang is like, the family are at the hotel, except they're not. They're at this museum/aquarium that Taki is heading towards to go help them, and not Hayato, because we want the person not with the belt to go to the family who are most likely going to be targeted by Shocker, instead of the guy with the belt. Or both of them. Why not both? Why not all of you? Why is only Taki going?
Because he's in the mindset of being a hero.
I guess. Anyway, the family's being stalked by the new monster. Taki ends up finding them as Shocker does. Fight, but he has no belt, so he is jobber. So Hongo has to show up to run them off. They go back to the hotel to regroup, and like the wife and the kids stay in a hotel room until they leave, and then they get ambushed by Shocker again, and then Taki tries to help again, and this time they're all kidnapped. Because we can't have them kidnapped earlier in the episode, otherwise we have a short episode. But at this point, Hongo actually spots them getting away on a boat. So he gets his own boat, his rider boat, that he runs them down in, only to when he gets to the island, he rescues Taki, but the family is on a cliff, and they're going to throw him over the cliff, only for Hayato to show up, and then they save the family, and then we fight some more, and fight, and fight, and fight, and fight, and then Monster goes boom, and we're done. Hell, I'm incredibly bored by the series. I just tune out right there at the end of just like, okay, they're fighting, I don't care. Because I'll be honest, the fight scenes in the show are incredibly boring. Unless they are doing something incredibly ridiculous looking, I don't care. Because it goes on way too long. Like, these fights need to be shorter, to be honest. So yeah, that's half our episodes. How'd you feel about this first half? Our technical two-parter. That has nothing to do with each other.
I don't like this being a two-parter. At all.
I don't like several things about the series, but
Fair.
But anywho, shall we hit the second half?
I guess we shall.
Alright, we kick off with episode 74, Deadly Blood-Sucking Fiends! Good luck, Rider Boy Squad! So we start off with a monster stalking a blood bank, and he turns one of the nurses, and he cleans house of the blood in the bank, because Shocker needs blood for stuff. We'll get there. But the next day, we follow the gang as they introduce 2 new members of the Rider Scouts. And I believe it's the 2 kids that have been with the show for a while that have replaced Goro. And they're the new members of the Rider Scouts, mind you. Which is more or less, hey, what if we hired a bunch of kids and got them in a club and then put them in a dangerous situation by having them try to tell us about Shocker? Like, we've had a problem tracking Shocker at all in the last, like, dozen or so episodes. So why the fuck do we need these kids? Why are we putting these kids in danger? We have clearly shown that Shocker is not afraid to murder children. They will, in fact, murder children. They will also use children to murder other people. Like, why are you giving Shocker ammo? I'm confused. But that is why there is a spam of letters and stuff in the notes, because that's how I feel about this. This is stupid. This is like the last thing this show needs, is more supporting cast members in a show that doesn't know what to do with 4 of them that aren't Tachibana, let alone 12.
Yep.
Fuck's sakes. So they also have carrier pigeons that deliver messages, which, by the way, they will fail to do in the next 2 episodes. They will fail to deliver the messages and only happen to move the plot forward by just existing.
And by letting these birds go.
Yes. Which defeats the entire purpose of having carrier pigeons. If they don't have messages, what's the point? Why don't you just all have radios? I'm pretty sure you can all have radios at this time point, in this time period.
I would think so. Actually, I know so because I believe in the last episode that we're covering this week, they have some kind of radio-esque thing.
I think they've had radios in previous episodes too. So.
No, I mean in the kids.
Oh.
It is literally something they have functioning at the moment. But they're still utilizing these birds.
Yeah. Anyway, we follow one of the kids, one of the Rider Scouts, whose dad is a, I guess, freelance security guard who's going to go guard a blood bank. So you can see what's going to happen to him in 5 minutes. Because we then see him and another guy get turned by the monster. And then we find out what Shocker needs the blood for. They need it to make monsters. But for some reason, they need kid blood. They don't need adult blood. And I kind of look at that and go, why?
Yeah.
Why do you need a less efficient means of a less efficient source
Why
of
am I
blood?
echoing? Discord.
Discord?
I think Discord was trying to make me echo off of you.
That's not good.
I think it fixed.
That shouldn't happen. The mic and the headset are different sources now.
No.
That should incredibly not happen.
I think I might have said that backwards, trying to make you echo off of me.
Oh.
Because mine was lighting up as you were talking, and I'm like, why? Stop
Oh.
with that.
Oh.
Bad
Oh, I didn't
Discord.
hear myself. I just heard your fan and stuff.
Oh, so
I think it was just
picking that up?
Yes. Or
Okay.
whatever thing that you sometimes have in your background.
That would be my computer,
Okay. Your computer decided to chime in.
apparently. Except for I was far enough away from it where it shouldn't have, but okay. Fine, Discord. Be that way.
But yeah, Shocker turns the two of them. We find out they need kid blood because younger blood is better, and I go, that's not how blood works, but okay, sure. Design your monsters to function off a source of blood that is harder to get a hold of, because... Okay. So, they decide that in order to get kid blood, they drive their Shocker van, and I say it's a Shocker van because it clearly has Shocker emblems and shit on it.
Yeah, like
And
right on the front of it.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you... Oh my god. You're not even hiding this.
Nope.
As they have two people walk up being like, who wants candy? To this giant group of kids. And the kids swarm, and then they kidnap all the kids and turn them all and get blood off of them. And I kind of look at this and go, once more, where the fuck are your parents? Any of your parents? Where? Do your parents just are not within any reasonable radius for them to not see this happen or hear this happen? What the fuck? So they all get turned and brainwashed. And then they confront the kid from earlier. And he's like, oh shit, they're talking about Shocker. I need to let the club know. And lets go of the pigeon so it can, not deliver a message, but go, hey, maybe we should investigate this pigeon. As he gets turned as well, by the way. So, this gets back to the club. Hongo and Taki get the message. They go off to investigate. They run into Shocker. Hongo fights the monster as usual. Eventually, they run off. But Taki gets put on the bench because he got too much blood sucked out of him. And something about a poison that requires an antidote. I don't remember. I tuned out for that part. Did you pay attention? Do you know why Hongo needed an antidote?
I think it was because of the brainwashing.
Probably.
Again, I say this show jumps around too much. I don't think I caught that. Because I don't think it was there.
Probably. Anyway, since Taki's on the bench, they need to find the Shocker base. So The club dispatches all the kids to scout for Shocker, putting every single one of them in danger. Whose idea was this? Literally, whose idea was it to hire a bunch of kids and have them scout for Shocker? Why?
I mean, technically they didn't hire them. They're all voluntarily doing this.
Still, that's beside the point. Why are you putting all these kids in danger? All these random kids without names.
And two that do have names that we don't remember.
Exactly. Whose idea was with this? Hongo, was this your stupid idea? I demand you get a rider kick in your face. Rider kick yourself.
Wait, I said two, actually three. I forgot. We actually do get names for the three next episode.
Also, don't we have the name for the kid this week? Or in this
yeah,
episode?
But he's already turned. He's not going to be out looking for the Shocker van.
True. Anyway, they end up spotting the van. Hongo hitches a ride to the base, walks about, finds the antidote, fight monster. The shittiest drop kick I've ever seen. That's a rider drop kick, which is different than a rider kick because I don't know why.
Yeah, the difference was the monster dropped down the hill.
Yes,
that was it.
But monster goes boom. We save everyone. Yay! We're moving on. So episode 75, a poison flower monster. Rosenraga, the secret of the House of Terror.
Oddly enough, probably the better out of the four.
Which is the one I paid attention the least to. Because it was a stupid, dumb Taki plot.
Yeah.
So...
But that was also what made it better. It was actually Taki focused. So, you know, we actually kind of got something. Because his dumb shenanigans actually kind of is amusing at times.
His desire to sneak into Shocker bases in disguise.
Or just to sneak in, period. Because, like, this one, he wasn't even in disguise when he tried to do that.
So, yeah. Speaking of Taki, he is off to investigate at the start of the episode, off intel from the Rider Scouts, which, as we find out, is a trap laid by Shocker because they actually revealed themselves to the Scouts so they could lure Taki in to the location where they're going to set the trap, thus proving why the Scouts are a stupid idea.
Yep. Well, one of many reasons.
Yes. And why is this a trap? Because Shocker is in a mood this week and they just feel like being assholes. More or less. For whatever reason, Shocker is just in the mood to just be assholes in this episode specifically. Anyway, Taki falls for the trap and then he is kidnapped by the Rose Monster. The Scouts do end up spotting this and they send a message to the club being like, yo, Taki's been kidnapped, you might want to help. But they find it out, but Tachibana...
And by that, you mean they sent another pigeon without a message.
Fair. Even though they had the ability to send it without a message, or send it with a message.
Yep. Nope,
what
no
the fuck?
Message.
Scouts, you are fucking useless. God damn it. Anyway, when it gets there, it has a thorn in it, and Tachibana sniffs it, and then it knocks him out. Because that's how that works.
Apparently.
Meanwhile, Taki gets toyed with by the Rose Monster because Shocker is in a mood. And that's what they feel like doing this week, is just toying with Taki for a while until they decide to turn him proper. By just jamming a rose in his chest.
Well, I mean, if you throw a rose very hard at someone, it'll just lodge in their chest, right?
Yes, and not kill them, but brainwash them.
I mean, it's totally not right in his heart.
Yeah. But eventually Hongo finds the base, he attacks Shocker, goons around it. But eventually Shocker retreats, Hongo investigates the thorns, and he discovers there's tranquilizers, so he develops an antidote, so Tachibana is back on his feet now.
Also, I believe they called it poison.
I thought he said it was a tranquilizer.
And Tachibana later says it was poison.
Hongo said it was a trank.
Mm-hmm. See the problem here? I said the better of the four. I didn't say a good episode.
God damn it, show. Make up your mind. Those are two different things.
Yep.
One murders, one knocks out. One is lethal, one is non-lethal.
Yep.
God damn it.
Like I said beforehand, I felt like these 4 episodes jumped around a little too much more than they should have.
Yeah. Anyways, the club's regrouping. The kids from earlier get kidnapped, because fucking course they do. And now they're brainwashed along with Taki. So the kids are sent to attack the girls, who cower from these 4-year-old children that they could just whack in the back of the head and be done.
Like Hongo does later.
Yes, cower from these 4-year-old children. Look, you could literally hold them by the head and just lean on them, and they would not get to you. You will have a few feet on them. Please be useful. God damn it. Anyway, Hongo arrives, knocks them all out. Then Taki arrives, only to immediately get knocked out as well. And then they all get fixed because Taki's like, oh, I figured out how to end the brainwashing. Boop, we're done.
Yeah.
So now...
And I love the fact that Hongo just yanks the rose out of Taki's chest. He doesn't even think about it. He's just like, I'm gonna yank it. He'll be fine.
Yeah, this won't actually murder him. This isn't connected to anything vital, right? Anyway, with the power of science, he makes Taki immune to the brainwashing, so he gets to go undercover for a little bit and find their plans, only for the Great Leader to immediately go, no, Hongo's alive, get that man! I love how the Great Leader's like, fucking hell, guys! Really? Kill him, please! I see no body of Hongo.
And isn't that funny that, you know, the Great Leader, aka the disembodied voice that we have,
the blinking light on
it is the only intelligent one here?
Look, there's a reason he blows up his own organization in a few episodes and then teams up with another one in rebrands.
Yeah, probably because all of the brains in his operation are gone.
Fair. I've lost all my good people. I'm on the C squad now. They're doing a bad job. Maybe I need to blow it all up and start over. Anyway, Taki's cover's blown. Fight. Hongo arrives. Fight. Then Ryder's stupid ass wheelbarrow roll between him and the monster to throw her into a tree, and then he throws her into another tree and she goes boom.
Okay. That is how that move should have actually went. Not Hongo and Hayato rolling around on the ground into a monster.
That's gonna be the lasting thing for us for this series, isn't it?
Probably. Because that was probably the dumbest move that I have ever seen for Ryder.
As soon as I get Shoto X, Ichigo, Nico, that's the first picture I'm posting, and I'm gonna post it in the fucking Discord with no fucking context.
Just see how many people are like, what?
See how many people go like, oh yeah, I remember that one move, because I know one person in there seen the original series.
God.
So yeah, that's
that move. Wow.
That move is the stupidest fucking move in this franchise.
When Hongo and Hayato did it, yes. Now, I believe we had 2 different times this batch of episodes that move also got done to certain degrees. And that works when you're doing that to the enemy.
Yes.
When you are doing it to make the world's slowest wheel running into something, that does not work. That does nothing.
So yeah, another quality 4 episodes for us, folks. Yay. We're almost done with the series.
And by that you mean we're almost to the breaking point for us with this series.
Yes. Yes, legitimately, so yes.
Not that we were actually almost done with it, which, I mean, granted, that too, but...
Yeah, because no, like I said, there's 98 fucking episodes in this godforsaken series.
So that means there's 23 more?
Pretty much. Like I said, if we kept going, it would take us through the rest of the year. It would take us the rest of the year to finish the series.
Yeah, I don't think I could do all of it. Not in one sitting.
No. I can't either. I might be able to muster up the dams to watch 1 episode a week and skim through it if necessary to finish out the series on my own time.
I don't even know if I could.
Yeah. Yeah, next week, folks, the fate is decided on whether or not we continue watching this or we just say, fuck it, we're going to go watch Build Fighters.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's going to determine on that 3-parter.
Yep.
I can't. I don't even know if I really care for the words 3-parter. 2-parters are usually bad enough.
In this series, no. I look at the concept of a 3-parter and I go, are we sure it's a 3-parter? Because I question our 2-parters sometimes. Are we sure this is a 3-parter? So yeah, that is next week. But between now and then, we have good stuff. Like Halo 4 on the PC on Wednesday. And more Memory of Heroes, where I get to play as 0-1. I think I actually want the clip, like that debut fight I did with 0-1, and I want to watch it back to be like, did I go buck wild with 0-1 there? Because I feel like I did. I kind of just went with the feeling of it as I just went through everything, and I was just like, okay, yeah. And then I just started just going with whatever.
Yeah. Like, that 0-1 gameplay, that looked awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It looked like it felt just fluid as could be. And I'm like, oh.
Honestly, everyone feels that good, if I'm being honest. Everyone feels that good.
I could see it, but I also feel like the 0-1 faster paced stuff kind of deal probably fits that game style a lot better.
Right, because you have like less options you're trying to think about. Because like Double, you have all of his half changes available to you, so you're just like, okay, what do I want for this? So you're thinking more than you're actually doing. He's more tactical in that sense.
Which is fine.
Yeah, O's a little less because, you still have several forms, but again, each of them has a purpose. But with 0-1, it's just like, oh, you have 4 forms plus your final, and everything is very unique in that respect. Okay, just swap. And everything kind of flows into each other. It's kind of like if Axel had his regular form and Booster a little bit more unique, because the only thing unique between the two is that Booster has flight and has a couple different combos. Otherwise, they're functionally the same thing. Which makes sense because Booster doesn't have a lot of material to like work with to make it distinctly different.
True.
So the only time you get to be really different with Axel is when you have Final Form and you can go Trial, because it's more punch kick, like a lot of like racking up combos and stuff. Which makes me wonder how Birth will be, since I don't know how the claw system is handled, whether all the different claws are like on the form gauge, or Birth just doesn't have a form change system like Joker does. Granted, that's the issue with Joker, is that there's just not a lot to Joker because, you know, the combos are pretty basic. It's just the one combo and then the modifier, the finishers or combo starters.
Right.
Like, that's the one thing that I was looking at some, like, Devil May Cry Special Edition gameplay with, like, Virgil and Dante, and I just went, if this game had a combo list, or had a move list, like, you would, like, accelerate this game up the scale for me if you had that move list. If I actually had to start doing some inputs to, like, do some different moves and stuff. Like, you immediately get more depth out of the game by adding, like, more different combo options. But yeah, that's Thursday. Friday, we continue Remnant.
I think we might actually push that to Saturday.
Okay, Saturday, Remnant, Soul Shooty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think I'm trying to turn that into a thing. I kind of want it to be a thing.
I mean, that works for me.
And then Sunday, we're back around the HQ. So if you like what you're saying, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate go. At Teach Soon on Twitter gets you updates when we go live. And exclamation point Discord and chat gets Discord link. Drop by, say hi. We have a Dropbox of questions. Put them in there and we'll answer them. So see you Wednesday, folks.